The Islanders' offense was MIA. They fall in Detroit to the Red Wings 2-1. We'll have our key takeaways, plus the one player the Islanders should be putting on the ice more often, and Anthony Beauvillier's return. All that and more still to come on this episode of the Locked On Islanders podcast.
Your Locked On Islanders, your daily podcast on the New York Islanders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Locked On Islanders podcast. So glad you could join us here today to talk some Islanders hockey. And thank you for making Locked On Islanders your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. Today's episode is brought to you by Primal Origin Oils. Got beard? Get Primal. Stop the itch and make your beard look healthy and groomed. Check out primaloriginoils.com to learn more about their full line of beard care products. Use the code LOCKEDON for a 20% discount at checkout. Rough effort by the New York Islanders. They fall to the Detroit Red Wings 2-1. And, you know, we're going to break down the key takeaways from this game. Mathew Barzal, obviously, in the COVID protocol, did not play, and his absence really did show. Anthony Beauvillier back, some lineup changes made. We'll talk about that, break it all down. But at the end of the day, a lot more of the same from this Islanders team. We'll talk about all of that. Plus, of course, our Islanders birthday of the day, and it is a player who is currently in the Islanders organization. We have that and a whole lot more coming up on today's show. If you've got something Islanders related on your mind, you have a question, a comment, or maybe a topic that you'd like us to talk about, feel free to email the show. The email address, lockedonislanders@gmail.com. And if you leave your first name and where you're from, we're happy to mention you on the show when we talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. You could also follow the show on Twitter at Locked On Isles, and you could follow me, Gil Martin, on Twitter at Ice Wars, NYR, VSNYI. We'll keep you up to date on all the latest Islanders news, notes, and happenings, and I am live tweeting during nearly every Islanders home and road game, and it's always great to interact and talk to fans during the game, get some feedback, get your takes on things, share my takes on things. So please do follow, and it's always great. Also, of course, the show now available on YouTube, so check us out there. Do a search for Locked On Islanders, subscribe, and it'll be every morning in your feed, and you can check out the latest episode and all the back episodes since we started on YouTube a few months ago right there. So before this game even started, the Islanders were a little bit behind the eight ball. I mean, just when you thought that the Islanders were past all of this COVID stuff, and COVID seems to be the one opponent that the Islanders have not been able to defeat this year. Mathew Barzal, it's announced yesterday afternoon. Barzy now in the COVID protocol, going to miss at least 3 games, including last night's game against Detroit. And all of a sudden, you know, you start to think, okay, we got Brock Nelson back. Anthony Beauvillier can return to the lineup. You know, you start to dream a little bit. Anders Lee is back. You know, Zach Parise finally scored a goal. Brock Nelson is healthy again. Maybe, just maybe, we could put some offense together and this team can start to come out of this doldrums that have bothered them offensively more or less throughout this season. And what happens? Well, Barzal into the COVID protocol. Islanders going to be without their most explosive offensive player, the guy who carries the puck with the speed and that makes things go on the top line. And even before the game started, you just knew this team was a bit demoralized by not having Barzy in the lineup. And yeah, it's very lineup changes, pass to the Nelson Villiers to get. They kept Martin together. Martin returned. Ross Johnson sits out, and you match on those other lines as with Palmieri and Lee, and then that them getting together with Parise, and yet it just did not work. This team was unable to generate enough offense, and that clearly hurt. Now, one other piece of news that was announced worthy of talking about: the coaching staff, Barry, it's more or less making out, at least for is etched. But Ilya Sorokin, and he'll probably for the near future, because let's face it, Semyon Varlamov just getting back into shape. He's been good, but not great. And when the teams can't score, they need great. They got a very performance from Sorokin last night. Only gave up 27 saves, and yet even that was not enough. And you lose 2-1 in spite of that very strong goal. And for Detroit, this is always something that bothers the Islanders. They already 4 shots, but until maybe the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, almost all the Islanders were on the perimeter, while in those high traffic where the shots are dangerous. And Sorokin did a great job of keeping the Islanders in the hockey game. And you think about it, the Islanders this year have only won 7 games. Ilya all 7 was games. And without him, half of those 7 games, certainly a lot of the games that they lost 2-1, 3-2, or 4-2 with an empty netter, 3-1 with an empty netter, you lose those games 5-6 without play of the game. He has kept them in. He has earned the right to be the number 1 goalie right now. But I'll tell you, Varlamov, do not think that this is the permanent of the torch. When Varlamov gets back into full, he gets the rust off and starts to play a little better, or when Sorokin gets tired or starts to slow down, you watch. Wahlly will be back. And I think it's the right move by Barry Trotz to Sorokin. We'll see how long this keeps up. Overall, Sorokin should be the number 1 as of now. What he take this game now that we set up the news and what's going on around the team for that, and also have our Islander birthday of the day. So a lot more still to come on this episode of the Lawn Islanders. Today's episode is brought to you by Primal Origin Oils. Got beard? Get Primal. You heard me right. Got beard? Get Primal. If you or someone you care about has a beard, it needs to get Primal. Maybe you're that guy who has never considered the benefits of treating your beard with product. Well, Primal Origin Oils will stop the itch and make your beard look healthy and groomed. The products are free from harmful synthetic ingredients and with low impact on our planet. Primal Origin Oils makes balms, oils, and whipped butter that are renowned as the best feel in beard products available. All products are fair trade certified and handcrafted in the USA. The combo kits make a great holiday gift, and if you're shopping for yourself, you'll be glad that you did. We know that every company claims to have the best, but Primal Origin Oils challenges you to compare their ingredients and the feel in beard to other products you've used. We promise you, you will see and feel the difference. Remember the code Locked On, one word, gets you 20% off at primaloriginoils.com. Use the code Locked On at checkout for 20% off at primaloriginoils.com. This episode is also brought to you by your friends at Built Bar. This holiday season, grab the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar, or even better than a candy bar. Built Bar is filled with so much holiday goodness. It's rich with decadent flavor, covered in chocolate, yet it's amazingly low in calories, sugar, net carbs, and fat, and high in protein. You get the best of both worlds, delicious and healthy, and with so many flavors to choose from, you'll have a hard time picking your favorite. Will you have raspberry or mint brownie, cherry or double chocolate, cookies and cream, or peanut butter brownie? Built Bar gives you that extra fuel you need to burst down those mall doors and battle those holiday shoppers. Or if you're just standing in endless shopping lines, Built Bar can give you that extra something to keep you going. So throw one in your jacket or purse. You never know when you're going to need it. Are you friends with Santa? Well, tell Santa to throw a few Built Bars in those stockings. With so many flavors, they'll make anyone's Christmas morning a happy one. Want to cozy up with something warm? Here's a holiday secret. Dip your Built Bar in a piping hot cup of cocoa, let it melt a little, and give your beverage a little bit of that Built Bar flavor. Plus, you'll have a nice melty Built Bar to go with it, but make sure you have a couple of napkins on hand. Like some of those marshmallowy treats around the holidays, you need to get your hands on Built Bar Puffs. They're light, fluffy, and marshmallowy through and through. Different flavors, all covered in chocolate. Taste so good you won't believe they're filled with protein. Go to Built.com, use the promo code LOCK15. You'll get 15% off your order. That's promo code LOCK15 for 15% off at Built.com. So again, the Islanders fall 2-1 to the Detroit Red Wings. And I'll tell you, this game was tough to watch. Neither team played outstanding hockey. And early on, the first period, the Islanders looked pretty good early on. Then all of a sudden, they let up. And they had a little trouble clearing the zone. I remember a bad turnover by Scotty Mayfield leads to a penalty. And, when you're on your heels and you're chasing the puck and you're having trouble getting to it, that's when you're going to take those stupid penalties. And the Islanders took one, unfortunately, in the second period, and bang, give up the first goal of the game. And when struggling to score the way the Islanders are struggling to score, you can't afford to give up the change. Really, and a lot that Sorokin could do on that one, and all of a sudden the Islanders are down. They don't score 2 minutes and 33 seconds left. And how do they score? Well, they score because Anders Lee goes to the goal and deflects a shot by Noah Dobson. Noah Dobson continues to play better hockey. Anders Lee, again, hot lately, getting the puck to the goal and on the goal, and he scores. I think it's his third goal last 4 games. Good for him, but where's the rest of the team? Here's Brock Nelson, no shot. Yes, he had an assist. He played terribly, but you're a top 6 forward. You can't have shots on goal. Josh Bailey, only shot on goal. Not job done. Here's the other thing we all know that the Islanders are not an offensive-oriented team, but when they score more goals, their defensemen tend to get more involved in the offense. They pinch, know when to and keep the puck in the zone or take a little chance without getting caught. The forwards cover. It works very well, and it gives the team a little extra offense. Now, obviously, missing Ryan Pulock doesn't help, but here's the deal. Noah Dobson had 3 shots on goal in this game. Andy Green had 1. The other 4 Islanders defensemen, Robin Salo, Scotty Mayfield, Zdeno Chara, Adam Pelech, combined 0 shots on goal. So 6 players on defense had a total on goal. Those 4 were Noah Dobson. I understand you can't take chances when you're, struggling the way the Islanders are struggling. They play defense first, but the defensemen have to take a chance. The offense have been last night. It just can't continue that between the 5 defensemen not named Noah Dobson, a grand total of 1 shot on goal. And here's another thing. Crazy. No goals again for Kyle Palmieri. No goals for Zach Parise. Bailey kept off the score sheet, but Villiers kept off the score sheet, although he did have 4 shots. Was a guy I need to pay attention to. Oliver Wahlstrom. He played 15 minutes and 14 seconds in this game, which is high for him. Here's the deal. Oliver Wahlstrom, 10, more like 12 things. Plays, third line minutes most of the time, and it's clear that Barry Trotz doesn't always trust Oliver Wahlstrom. But here's the deal. Before last night's game, guess who was on the team? Second on shots on goal. Even though he plays less ice time than, let's say, 8 or 9 other forwards on this team. Yeah, Oliver Wahlstrom. And in the third period, shooting the point on Wahlstrom. He had 5 last night, tied with Anders Lee for the team lead. When you are struggling to score goals, the way the Islanders are struggling to score goals, you need to play Oliver Wahlstrom. And they play him a little bit more last night in they knew they didn't have Mathew Barzal, but this league in goals scored to do a puck. I get it. I understand needs to see the ice more. He needs to see the ice more because since Matthew, who was the only was ahead of Oliver Wahlstrom in shots on goal before last night's game. He didn't play last night. Oliver Wahlstrom now leads the Islanders with 59 shots on goal this season. They have got to play this kid more, and they need other players to look. They don't have his skill set. They don't have his style necessarily of play, but the idea of getting the puck on the net and getting more shots and more quality shots and going to the goal, we're not seeing enough of that from this hockey team. This team needs more players like Oliver Wahlstrom. And, he's first on the team right now in shots on goal. He is second on the team in goals scored and third on the team in points. And that's despite the fact that he's playing less minutes than a lot of these other players who are ahead of him and not producing and not getting the puck on net. It's time to give Oliver Wahlstrom a bigger role on this team, especially while Mathew Barzal is out of the lineup in COVID protocol. See what the kid could do as the losses mount, you know what? There's less and less for this team to lose. When we come back, we'll have our Islanders' birthday of the day and some more thoughts about last night's tough loss. So stay with us. More to come on the Locked On Islanders podcast. This episode is brought to you by your friends at BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered all season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as football season continues the march to the playoffs. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all the sports action this season, so head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. Again, promo code LOCKEDON for that 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit at BetOnline, where the game starts. Time now for birthday of the day, and we're going to catch up. I know we're still back with players who had birthdays a few days ago, and, you know, we're kind of still there. Sunday was the 29th birthday of Islanders or New York Islanders forward Austin Czarnik. Czarnik, 29 years old, now in Detroit, Michigan, only 5'9", $170. Played at Miami of Ohio for 2017, then went to the Calgary Flames, and now has been with the Islanders. Played 4 games for the Islanders last year, 4 games so far this year. 3 points in those 4 games. Down in Bridgeport, 6 goals, 15 points in 20 games for Czarnik. So, and I twice he was up with the team that he definitely made some solid contributions when called upon. We're going to look back, and it's not very far back, at his best game with the Islanders, December 9th of this year at the UBS Arena. Islanders and the Nashville Predators going at it. David Rich in goal for net. Islanders had Sim Varlamov in the net. And in this one, it was Czarnik. On the board first. Wahlstrom 648. And he hustle on 'that goal, but then the first period in the second, Oliver Wahlstrom with the assist. Trent, his 4th from Janot, and Sissons at 12:31, and left from Rosie and Ryan Johansson. Islanders right now at this stage in his career, who you can count on to come up, spell you for a few games, give you a decent enough performance, and if you need to send him back down, you send him back down. But Czarnik, 4 games with the Islanders haven't seen the last of them for this season. We'll have a full preview on Thursday at home against the Boston Bruins. And again, with the loss last night, that game takes on an even more importance. And of course, the Islanders also really, truly need to get going. We'll also have our farm report, so make sure you join us for that. Thanks again for making Locked On Islanders your first listen every day. Now make your second listen Locked On Bets. It's your daily one-stop shop for all your gambling needs. Locked On Bets is hosted by your boy Q with expert analysis and insight from Lee Sterling. It's free and available on all platforms. That's it for us today. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. And of course, let's go Islanders.